Honestly, this was one of my most favorite lifts I ever had in such a long time. And I'm gonna tell y'all why. I've gotten so much stronger. And I know I say this almost all my lifts, but it just happens, you know. Like, one thing about my progress is happening like in such a rapid way. It's almost, not really natural at that point, right? It's like I will go 1 week with just, being able to hit this weight, and I'll be able to lift 10 pounds, a weight heavier for, only just been, like, I'll only be able to hit this, like, I'm gonna give you an example. I will only be able to hit one weight for a 1 rep max. This could be squat, bench, whatever. It don't matter what exercise it is. This could be anything. This is just an example. I'll be able to hit a 1 rep max on one exercise, right? A week later, I'll have an exercise that I hit a 1 rep max with. Well, a week or two later, I gained 10 to 5 pounds of strength on a movement in only 1 to 2 weeks. Most of the time, 2 weeks. 1 week, if I really get lucky and I spend, that day before I train, hydrated, eating a lot, etc. Right? That's not gonna happen all the time. But what is guaranteed is that 2 week point. Every 2 weeks, I always gain 10 pounds of strength, either 10 to 5 pounds of strength to whatever my 1 rep max is. It's crazy. I don't know what's going on, but our strength is going up. It's going up really fast, and I'm liking what's going on right now. I did the preacher curls. I wanted to progressive overload with the preacher curls, right? So I did the full stack. I used to only be able to hit 185 on the preacher curls for only 3 reps, right? So then I was like, okay, I'm only able to hit 3 reps with the preacher curls. So let me progressive overload and put 200 on there, right? That's a 25-pound difference. I had hit 185 on the preacher curls. It was like a week or two ago out of those two. And out of nowhere, I hit 200 pounds for 2 on the preacher curls, slow and controlled. So we obviously did a back off set on the second set and went lighter. And honestly, even when we did the cable curls, we even got stronger with the cable curls too. Like, we wasn't able to rep all that weight that easy. We even got stronger with that. So all the progressive overloading I'm doing, all the adapting I'm doing, the training I'm doing, I'm getting so much used to all these heavier weights. I'm progressing at such a quick amount of time. I'm progressing so fast. It's like the progressive overloading, the rep ranges, what I do, what I eat, the way I train. I feel like that's the reason why my growth is so smooth and it's such at a quick rate. It's because what I am doing is right. What I am doing is working. So if y'all ever want to copy what I do, I got a workout program. If you don't, do whatever you want to do what you want to do. Follow whatever you want to. I also have, videos on the channel about, how to get stronger in a quick amount of time. If you want further details, I have a workout program. That's going to be the link in the description of my TikTok or IG. Anyways, back to the lift. Okay, Antoine, you said never do 15 rep sets. This weight that I tried, I did not expect it to be that light. I genuinely didn't. It was like half the stack. So I was like, well, that just showed me that I've gotten stronger, because this weight right here that I am lifting right now, I was only lifting this weight for only like 7 to 6 reps like a week or two ago. And we just hit this weight for 15 or 14 reps. I think it's either those two, which is insane. Like, that's a crazy jump. And all I did was rest for 1 day. And all I did that day was just run. Every Sunday, all I do is just either abs or cardio and run. That's all I do on recovery days. So I wouldn't call that a rest day, because I would call that an active rest day, because I still did something that day. I still train. Even though I don't need to, do anything on that day, I just would like to do some cardio because, you know, you need to do cardio, right? Cardio is very important, right? I'm not going to forget that. I recommend everybody to not skip cardio. If you're skipping cardio, I recommend you to keep doing your cardio. Also, I never told y'all this yet, but I'm starting to train forearms and abs every single session now. So if those of y'all know, my forearms is my weak point, right? I have decent triceps, I have decent shoulders, decent biceps, but my forearms is the muscle that's lacking the most. And the main reason why is because when you're lean, you know, you won't have the biggest forearms because you're lean, right? But that's not an excuse to have small forearms. There's also people that are lean that have big forearms, right? So the reason why my, you know, forearms aren't as big as I want them to be is, one, I'm lean. Two, I don't train the muscle. Those two together equals small forearms. So what I'm doing is to build bigger forearms is I'm going to be training my forearms every single session. I'm going to be training my forearms 6 to 7 days a week. Actually, no, 7 days a week. On recovery days, I'll be training forearms too. That's going to be smart. I feel like that would be like the perfect thing to do on a recovery day. So every recovery day, we're going to have a video where we're going to be training forearms as our recovery. And that's pretty much going to be our like recovery day. We're just going to be doing abs, cardio, forearms. Those are our recovery days. It's going to be at the recovery day. Well, Antoine, you should rest and just do nothing for your recovery day. No, I just can't. It's just boring. I cannot do that. It's just very boring to me. I just can't do it. Like, I have to do some type of physical training. I have to be under some type of discomfort for me to be able to be satisfied, right? And after I get done training, there's always that little urge to always want to get ready to go do it again after I just got done. Like, when I'm done working out, I genuinely just want to stay. I don't want to end the workout yet. I just want to keep on doing more. I want to keep on going. I want something more, something that's going to keep me, you know, just, I don't know. It's just like, I just want to keep on doing hard sets until failure because it's just so satisfying to me. Like, pushing my body to my absolute limits, doing anything. This could be, you know, wrestling. This could be boxing. When I did boxing, this when I did wrestling. You know, any physical sport, even bodybuilding, like lifting weights and all that. I had the most fun being under all that physical, you know, pain during lifting weights. Lifting weights and bodybuilding is the most funnest thing I've ever could have done. Wrestling was fun. Boxing was fun. But when I would say the most, you know, number one thing that I had the most fun doing, it had to be, it's bodybuilding. It's so fun. It's just something about being able to go in this gym every single day, you know, waking up and pushing your body to that absolute limit at a temporary time, seeing how far that you could go, seeing how far you could genuinely go until your body physically cannot even push out another rep anymore, until you genuinely just give out and you're done. That's when I have the most fun. That's when I like the workouts. Those are like the most funnest workouts to me. When I'm at that last rep and I can't even push the weight up, those are the best type of training. That's the best type of workouts. It's just honestly satisfying to me. And I want to keep on going into every single workout, giving it everything I got. So, you know, that's what I look forward to going to the gym with. Just progressing at a quick amount of time, getting stronger at a quick amount of time, progressing at a quick amount of time. One, we progressing at a quick amount of time. We're getting stronger at a quick amount of time. We're getting bigger. We're getting leaner. I don't think y'all have ever seen me before not lean. Like, I've been lean for so long. It's crazy. Like, I don't think I've ever had a bad physique. Well, I had a bad physique, but that's when I was obviously like a beginner. Everybody has a bad starting point when they begin. Like me, I have good genetics, but my genetics weren't shown until I started working out for like a year. Like, my first day working out, you know, it didn't even look like I had the black genetics people say. I genuinely just looked like a scrawny, bony kid. Like, you couldn't even tell I had good black genetics. You just could see a bony, scrawny kid. I didn't look like I worked out a day in my life. It didn't even look like I had potential to even get buff. Like, it looked like I had terrible genetics. And then when I started lifting, then that's when my genetics started to kick in. So certain people's different. Certain people have a good starting point. It looks like, you know, if they started lifting for like a month or a good 11 months or a year, well, a good like a year or even 10 months, they could build a solid foundation at a quick amount of time because their starting point is crazy. But I didn't have a good starting point. I ain't genuinely start having a good physique until 2 years into me training. I always had a flat chest. That's one thing I always had. I always had a flat chest. What else was it? My triceps was always my favorite muscle. That was one thing about, you know, that was one thing about my physique that I did like when I was growing throughout the years was my triceps. My triceps was always my favorite muscle, and it still is, because, you know, if I'm being completely honest, my arms is the dominant point in my physique, really. I feel like my chest is honestly small. Every muscle in my body is small. I'm not big yet. I don't even want to claim myself as being big because I know I could be so much more. You know, I'm not going to call myself big yet because I feel like there's so much more that I could, you know, so much more that I could be and look like. So I would say I'm at the decent stage of having a decent physique. My physique is decent, humbly. But when it comes to strength, even that too, like my shoulders has always been my weak point as well. Not look-wise, but strength-wise. I always had weak shoulders. So if I ever want to do like a shoulder press, my shoulder press will always be very weak compared to my, you know, tricep pushes and my bicep exercises, etc. My shoulder presses will always be bad. My Lowry's was always bad. So one thing that I always like to do every single session is train my heart out to the point where I won't have that issue no more. So all the workouts I'm doing from now is just all an endless cycle of me just progressing every single day till I'm at that point where I feel like that impossible, unrealistic point, to the point where I feel like I'm genuinely the strongest person I could be, which is unrealistic because no matter how much stronger I'll get, no matter how much bigger I'll get, I know for sure I'll never be at that point where I feel like I am done, where I feel like I have completed myself, right? I feel like the only time I feel like I'll ever feel like I've completed myself is if I'm like, you know, old as dirt and like 70 something years old or 60 years old, maybe even 50 years old. Because at 50 years old, you really cannot really do much to your physique. I feel like at 50, you're just completely like at that stage where I'm old, you know. I'd just rather just stay healthy and lean for the last couple of my years. If I was old, that's really how I would go by doing things. Just staying lean, eating right, eating healthy, training hard, you know, stuff like that. Avoiding bad foods, avoiding processed foods. That's how I would go by things. So I'm gonna see y'all boys tomorrow. I'm gonna have a video of my little brother tomorrow. We're gonna be training at the gym. It's gonna be like an early morning training session with my little bro. We're gonna hit legs, and we gonna be back for some more. I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow, and we gonna go crazy like we always do.